What is up, everybody? Renfail here, and today we're doing our final review for Space Marine 2. I had not played the first game. I came into this game in particular with only a smattering of Warhammer lore underneath my belt from the Rogue Trader playthrough that I did in December of this year, or December of last year. December, January, when Owlcat Games launched their Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader game. I played that, got interested in the lore of the world, saw a trailer for this, and went, I'm going to want to play this when it comes out. Lo and behold, it came out. I already gave my early thoughts video and sort of discussed the single-player campaign. Absolutely loved it. I made a video on how this is what a AAA launch should look like, because the single-player campaign, I had no issues, no crashes, no bugs, flawless performance, absolutely breathtaking game, dynamite gameplay, and a super intense, just action-packed story that kept me gripped from start to finish. Then I went into the online component. I'm ignoring PvP entirely in this review because I don't do PvP at all. But this review is going to encompass what I loved about the campaign itself, but then also the multiplayer component, where the game has unfortunately been a little lacking. Not because the PvE missions aren't fun, they are very fun, but the networking issues that they're having and the bugs related to matching up with other players and not being able to actually form groups and having to back out to the title menu and all this other stuff to do workarounds, that has kind of taken away from the multiplayer experience for me, even though there's still a ton to see and do. So without further ado, let's talk about my final review for Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, which I think is a great game overall, and I definitely think you should play, but there are caveats to all of this, pros and cons and everything else. So, it was super fun, the campaigns. It's one of the best looking games I've played on my Series X since I got it like 3 years ago. Absolutely breathtaking visually. And I love the combat in this game. It's crunchy, it's kind of methodical, it's kind of slower than a lot of other third-person shooter games I've played, but once you get into the flow of things with the block and the attack and the swords and then the weapons and the reload times, all of that, you get used to it after you go through it. The first campaign that I did, the story campaign, is really cool because it puts you in the character of Titus, who, as I understand it, has a backstory, which was being explained to me in the streams by our community, that led up to the events of this game, in terms of who Titus is, what he did in the first game, and why he is where he is at the start of this. The storyline, it kind of felt like when I was playing, it was like a little bit of Halo, a little bit of Gears of War in terms of the combat, the storyline, the look and feel of everything. And again, the single player campaign was one of the best things I've played all year. Super fun. The multiplayer campaign, I appreciate what they are offering here, because there is definitely a base platform here to provide players with hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours of multiplayer fun with the missions. Whether you, the fact that you have 6 missions where you're coming off of the single player campaign, you're playing the same 6 missions, but instead of being the main team, you're like the backup team, the SEAL Team 2 to SEAL Team 6, you're the B team. Once you've done those 6 missions, though, it's just repeating those missions over and over through like quick matches or whatever to just level up your character, level up your guns, get your perks, get all the cosmetics that you want, fully flesh out that character. The roadmap that they have announced, where they are going to be releasing more maps through the season pass, all of that sounds amazing. I am not personally someone who likes to grind the same maps over and over and over. So I probably won't be participating in a lot of the seasonal content. I did pre-order the gold edition, so I will be playing the DLC when it comes out. I mostly just wanted to play this game for the story, and I got out of it what I wanted. I did the storyline for the main campaign. I think I did it in 9.5 hours. I played it on easy mode. I'm not here to be challenged. I'm not trying to get a Souls-like experience. I just wanted Warhammer 40k And it was still quite challenging even for me. I felt I'm not that good at these games, so for me it felt sufficiently challenging on easy mode. The multiplayer missions I have found to be far more challenging. It's the fourth. The fourth mission in particular, I failed twice trying it on single player mode with the NPCs that come with you, the NPC bots. I got like 45 minutes deep each time and failed. Went in and did it with 2 other players, and it was like an hour-and-a-half mission, and we didn't have any voice chat. I was just doing it with randos, and so that was really, really challenging to me to go in there and try to be coordinating. You're not really coordinating, you're just trying to figure it out as you go along with, like, it was this one mission where you have to, like, there's a big dragon, hell dragon that you're fighting, and you're shutting down. You have to, like, deactivate his shields by clicking these symbols on these things, and the machines that you need to use to click the symbols are being overwhelmed by enemy forces, and you're trying to look up and figure out which symbols you're supposed to be doing while it's trying to survive these waves. It was super intense, and without voice chat, it was chaos. And I'm purposefully not using voice chat because I don't like talking with randos, and when I'm streaming, I can't be having random people on my chat because people say things that you just can't. It's not good for my monetization. However, playing this game with a squad of players who are communicating in voice chat, chef's kiss. Let's go, brothers, for the Emperor. Like, this game shines when you're doing multiplayer with people you know, and when you're or if you're willing to turn on voice chat. And I will admit that because I stream this game, I'm limiting myself by not being willing to use voice chat with random players because of the fact that I can't have people screaming just random stuff into the stream chat because I'll get penalized for that kind of stuff. But this game does shine in that group-based gameplay. So for those of you who love that group-based gameplay and that third-person shooter aspect, there is a ton of content to play here. Hundreds of hours of content easily, between all the cosmetics that you can earn for your characters to leveling up the different classes, whether it's the assault guy. I like the tactical, but there's all those different classes you can level up. Every class has a perk system that you can level up. Every class has weapons that you can level up. And of course, the cool thing I really like is the fact that the weapons that you level up, there's some cross, what's the word I'm looking for? You can use some of the same weapons across multiple classes, while some weapons are specific to that class. Like the two-handed hammer I can't use with my tactical guy, but I don't mind because I don't want to do melee. But where my bolt rifle, I level up my bolt rifle with my tactical guy, I can use that bolt rifle on other classes who can also use the bolt rifle. So it makes it to where you're able to, maybe have one preferred class, but then being able to, work on, leveling up a different class and being able to use the same weapons. That's kind of cool. My final review for this, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I would give this a 10 out of 10, but there are a couple of things that take away from it for me. One, I don't really like the rinse and repeat aspect of only having 6 missions to go through in the multiplayer component. That's less of an issue than the multiplayer hiccups with networking. Currently, as of this recording, it's been out for like a week, or more than a week now, and they're still having issues where when you go to queue up to do a mission with other players, oftentimes it doesn't queue up. You're just sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes and no one's joining you. And the workaround is you back out to the title screen and you reload. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've had it work immediately. I've had it other times where I've had to reload it 3, 4, 5 times. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. And you're wasting 10, 15 minutes trying to find other people to find your group. That is something that completely detracts from the experience for me. The other takeaway that I'm not a big fan of is when you do the matchmaking, the way it works right now is if I have tactical chosen and I go and I choose to start a mission That means I want to start the mission. I want other players to join me on that mission. But it doesn't always work. Sometimes what it'll do is it'll stick me in the queue and wants me to join someone else's version of that mission, even though I didn't click to join someone else's mission. I didn't use the quick match. I have to turn the controller back because we're going AFK. I'm talking so much. And then when you go load into someone else's mission, it wants you to reselect your class. And it's like, I don't want to reselect my class. I want to play my tactical guy. I've leveled him up. I have his perks. I have his weapons. I have his cosmetics, which is the really cool Raven Guard black stuff. It's like, I don't want to be forced to play something I don't want to play. So the matchmaking system in my mind needs some love, because the way it really needs to work is the way it does in like Star Wars: The Republic, World of Warcraft, or other games, Halo Infinite, where if I pick my class, when I do the matchmaking, it looks for parties that already have other people playing something else. That way I fit into what they're playing. Because what it won't let you do in this game is have two of the same class on a mission, which makes total sense. But the moment you take player agency out of it, and you're telling me I'm not allowed to use this class because someone else is already playing this class, when I was the one trying to launch the mission so that other players could join me, but you're putting me into a queue where I'm suddenly having to be told that I can't play that class and I have to play something else, I don't want to do that. So it makes it kind of takes the fun factor away from me. So if they can fix the matchmaking bugs where you don't find anybody at all and you have to keep restarting the game, going back to the menu and coming back in, if they can fix the networking bug, and if they can fix the matchmaking to where you're not forced to choose another class, that would easily make it like a 9.5 for me. And then, beyond that, I think just overall, over time, adding more polish to the game, it was a great experience. I would love to play this some more once I see the polish get added. As I see more multiplayer maps get added, I'm going to want to come play those. I don't see myself repeating this game over and over and over. I do see myself, as an example, if I have like a couple of nights per month where I can squeeze this in, I would love to like jump in and do some multiplayer stuff with the community. That I can see being something fun to do, as long as there's people who are having fun doing that. But I don't foresee this as something where I'm going to be playing it all the time. I do want to play the DLC when it comes out, because I loved the story of this and I can't wait to see what the story for the next DLC is. And overall, I did have a great time, and it was another great introduction point for me into learning more about the Warhammer 40k universe. So as far as I'm concerned, great game. I had a great time. I look forward to seeing what's coming down in the future. Don't get it twisted, an 8 out of 10 is still a great score, and it could easily be a 10 out of 10 if they fix all the issues that I talked about and kind of polish that up a little bit. Love to hear your thoughts on Space Marine 2. Drop them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams here and on Twitch, and I play a ton of games. This is my day job, so hopefully we'll see you in the next stream or video. Until then, stay tuned, stay safe, and happy gaming.